I lost my dad 5 years ago, and I was very fortunate that I was beside him for almost 3 months to do the palliative care. It was such a long time, 3 months to be off ministry and be around dad. And then the family said, can you stay till 40 days? Because there is it's a mark of 40 days of mourning, and there was no one with mom, and I decided to stay back. After all this happened, everything finished, I took the flight back to Sydney. And that's when my graduation also was, from my degree I was doing. So I went to the graduation, and my lecturer, Penny Gardner, she came up to me and said, Bonnie, I heard recently your dad passed away. You didn't have to come to the graduation. We could have arranged somehow to get the certificate to you. I said, no, that's okay. I'm here. And then she said, after all the ceremony, I want you to wait for me and come and grab me. And I said, yep. So I went to see her after the ceremony, and she said, I want to see you for 3 hours tomorrow. And this is a well-known clinical psychologist who is also a lecturer, who may have lots to teach, but at the same time to see a lot of clients. So the next day, we went to the Parramatta Western Sydney University campus. She took me to the Parramatta River. We sat we took 2 chairs from the uni, and we sat there looking out to the river. And she asked me, tell me, what happened in the last 4 months? I said, it's okay. Stop being a stupid priest and be a human. Don't try to help anyone. Just be human and tell me what happened. So I started to tell her from the time I got the news of my dad of being sick and then being there. And then she wanted me to take my phone out, see all the pictures and selfies I took with my dad before he passed, and tell the stories behind it. 3-4 hours she gave me. And I can never forget that. And this brings me to my point of the homily. It's a quote from a French philosopher called Simone Weil. She was born in 1905 and passed away in 1943. Way back. Simone Weil, I should say. Simone Weil says, your attention is the rarest and the purest form of generosity. Today we heard Jesus talking about give, pay attention, be kind, compassionate. Simone Weil says, your attention is the purest and the rarest form of generosity. And technology has done exactly the opposite. It has made money out of our attention. You look at any advertisement. You look at the social media revolution. You look at the streaming revolution of Netflix. I can sit in that presbytery from 8 a.m. till 11 p.m. being engaged. Oh, next season, next episode. And I was at home for my break, and then I saw my cousin. He's got the TV on mute, watching cricket. He's playing the phone, and he's got his earpods. And I said, what is happening? I'm listening to the music, but I'm playing, but also checking the cricket. Your attention is the rarest and the purest form of generosity. At that river, Parramatta, she gave me the purest, rarest form of generosity, 3 hours of unwanted, unhindered, I should say, attention. And Simone Weil says, and she uses the story of the Good Samaritan. She doesn't talk about all the other things, but she says the good Samaritan, when passed by the street, saw this person, and the Good Samaritan, whether she or he, gave purest and rarest attention. And then she talks about one type of attention, which is creative attention. You see someone as a human being just like us, but you give complete attention, you pick up instantly what that person lacks. So the attention becomes creative. That I look at someone with the same dignity I give myself, and when I give this attention, I see that person is lacking, then my attention becomes very creative. That I will not rest until that person who is by affliction or suffering or circumstance feel less of a human. Ask anyone who is going through a suffering. They feel less of a human. My mom has Parkinson. And she would, every now and then, she would say things like, I'm useless. I'm useless. I'm no good. Why did God leave me like this? These are her recurring statements. And I don't try to patronize her. I sit with her and ask her questions, not like, my sister sometimes does with my mom. Treat her like a little child. Oh, mom, don't do that. Now I kick Sony and say, no, mom's a person. She had a childhood. She was a teenager. She must have got drunk. It's just that she's getting old. She has lost nothing. She is not less of a human. But that's what happens to us when we go through suffering. We feel we are less of a human. And when we give the purest and rarest form of attention, when we become truly generous, our attention becomes so creative that we add to that person who is suffering that what they are missing and make them feel fully alive and just like us, part of the humanity, part of the life, inviting them. And as I was reflecting on this creative attention, I thought there is something lacking in our lives, or even in my life, what I experienced. Not a creative attention, but affirming attention. There is something in me which is already existing, but I am not aware of it. But someone else came up to me and said, Father Bonnie, I really want to affirm you what you have done for me. You have such a good gift. Or somebody walked to Rose and say, Rose, thank you for singing. It makes the liturgy so wonderful. It comes easy to you, but thank you. I just want to affirm you. So that's called affirming attention. That I give my purest and rarest attention because I'm generous to Rose, and I just wanted to give her an affirming attention. So I just want to leave you with this thought. The purest and rarest form of attention we give is the great act of generosity. Unfortunately, the economy around this earth is making trillions of dollars through distracting us, making us feel that we are attentive to the Facebook feed, the Instagram feed, the game we play, Bubble Bust. That's what I play, Bubble Bust. So let us regather our attention. It is a fragile thing. And Simone Weil, finally, she would say, in her book, she would say, the whole purpose of education is to teach kids to pray. Now, don't get confused. What does she mean by prayer? Is to focus on one thing. That is the meaning of prayer. to focus on God alone. So she would say, the greatest task of education is to teach kids how to pray, which she means how to pay attention. We live in a world, our kids are distracted. They lack or struggle for creative attention or even affirming attention. So let us be generous. Let us give our attention to others. Yes, a couple of days ago, I saw Camille after our weekday mass walking up to a new person. She's been here only for 2 weeks. Now I saw Camille, hello, you're most welcome. Thank you. Let us know if you need anything. And I thought, well, that attention must have made the new person in Gandivindi quiet at home. These days I reflect on Carol Omus, who must have given so much to Fairphinst. Sometimes I think how much a person can dedicate their whole attention to someone and make that person feel part of the community. Not less of a human being, but part of the community. The great act of generosity is our attention. Amen.